Hi everyone, this is going to be a tutorial on how to build an iOS chat app that utilizes the ClearBlade platform. My name is Anthony, I'm from Jackrabbit Mobile, and ClearBlade is a new mobile backend as a service platform. It's a great tool for providing cloud power to your apps. Our chat app will illustrate how to implement user registration and messaging. We'll have usernames and chat rooms to connect users together. I'll show you how to configure your Xcode project, hook it up to ClearBlade, and send some messages. You can find these text instructions that I'll be stepping through on their website. So first, I'll start with a quick demo of what our app is going to look like when we're done. Alright, so here's a quick demo of the app we're going to be building today. First, I'll log in with 2 users. You'll see the chat room I already have created, so I'll have them both join that group. This is the chat window, so we'll send some messages back and forth. Cool, so you can see it working. This is the chat app we're going to be building today. Follow along. Alright, so what you see here is the ClearBlade dashboard. Here we'll list our different systems that we have. Right now I just have one from my previous chat program. So to get started with this tutorial, go to the top right and click Create New System. Give your system a name and a description. I'll name mine Chat Tutorial. And hit Create New System. That'll jump you over to your data viewer for your new system. On the left here, we have collections. These are like database tables that we'll be working with. For this chat application, we're going to be using 2 different collections, one for users and one for groups. Groups will be like chat rooms. So start by clicking the plus button next to collections to create your first collection and name it users. Once that table is created, it'll auto-select that table. So this view in the middle is the data in your table. And for each user, we just need to know the username. So create one column for username. And then give that type string. Next, we're going to create a collection for groups. So click the plus button again next to collections. And name this one groups. Select your groups table and hit Add New Column. Name this column Groups Name. Group name. Also type string. And then note on these tables the collection ID at the top of each. This is how you'll access the table from code. Also, click App Settings in the top right to see your app key and your app secret. This is how your app will connect to your ClearBlade system. Okay, next we're going to download the app skeleton provided by ClearBlade for this tutorial. Make sure you have Git installed before this step, then we'll be able to download the code from GitHub. So first, open up a new terminal window and figure out where you want to save the project. Once there, pull down the package using git clone and the URL that's provided. This will pull all the files from GitHub. Cool, let's make sure we got all those. Boom, there's our package. This will be the base project that we'll start with. After we have the skeleton project from GitHub, we also need the ClearBlade library, which we'll set up using CocoaPods. CocoaPods is the Objective-C library manager. Here, we'll create a pod file to select our ClearBlade library. Save and close your pod file, and then run pod install. This will do all the magic. And once you install CocoaPod, you'll see a workspace file created. You want to open your project using that workspace file instead of the project file. Let me show you that. In our tutorial folder, you can see our workspace here. Open the project using that. Alright, so once you have this project open, just give it a build and run it to test. There we go. Alright, so the setup is good. Let's keep moving. So now that we're in the code, the first thing we need to do is connect to our ClearBlade system. We do that by configuring our app key and our app secret. Remember, those were from the dashboard on our settings page. So grab these values and then head back to Xcode. Open up your appdelegate.m file. And first import the ClearBlade API with cbapi.h. Then jump down to your application did finish launching with options method, and here we'll initialize our ClearBlade object. And add your values here. So now that we've configured our keys to connect to our system, we can start pushing and pulling from our ClearBlade data in the cloud. The first piece we're going to build is a login and user registration component. So open up your login view controller.m file. In there, we're going to import the API. And we'll define an instance variable for our user collection. That instance variable will be initialized in our viewDidLoad method. We use the collection ID given to us in the ClearBlade data viewer. This connects to our specific collection to the code. Next, we'll copy and paste the checkUser method from the tutorial. This snippet checks if our user has been created yet. If it already exists, we display a welcome message, but if it doesn't, then we create a new user object and save it back to ClearBlade. Looking through the snippet, you can see it defines a query object and it points it to the user table using that collection ID that we grabbed. Then we set it to query for matches to our username. The query is executed with the fetch with success callback method, where we provide success and error callback blocks. In iOS, blocks are fragments of code that will be executed when the fetch completes, and we can then manipulate the data ClearBlade returns. So the last step here is to invoke this checkUser method and the prepare for segue method. Next, we'll implement our groups list logic. This will be like our chat rooms in the app. So first, go to your groups list view controller and import the API. And we'll again create another instance variable for our group collection. Then copy and paste the method from the tutorial to to get all the groups. Looking through the snippet, again, you can see we're using the fetch with success callback method. The success callback here loops over all the return groups and adds them to our list. Now we also need to initialize our group call variable. So back to the viewDidLoad method. And again, we're going to use our collection ID given to us by ClearBlade. And after it's initialized, we just need to invoke our new getAllGroups method. So our last step will be to implement the messaging component. Head over to the chat view controller class. Here we'll start by importing the API and the message client. And also make sure you have the platform URL defined. This will be given to us by ClearBlade. Then we'll create an instance variable to represent our message client. This will be the object where we send messages to, and its delegate will inform us when we receive messages. And we'll define our class as a message client delegate. From there, you can copy and paste the viewDidLoad method from the ClearBlade tutorial. Looking at this code snippet, it instantiates the message client, sets the delegate, and connects it to our host. Then you can copy and paste the two delegate methods from the ClearBlade tutorial. As they're labeled, these are the delegate methods that are invoked by the message client when it connects and when it receives messages. Lastly, copy and paste the send-clicked code from the tutorial. This will actually perform sending our messages. Then the last step you need is to go back to our data viewer and create a few groups so that we have chat rooms to use when we use the app. And we'll get to see these when we fire up our app. In a second. Alright, so now we can give our app a test run. Let's load it up and see if it works. Cool. Here we have it on the simulator. I also have another copy running on my phone. So on one, I'll log in with one username. And on my phone, I'll log in with another. You can see our groups displayed here, so I'll have them both go into group number 1. Let's start chatting. Boom. Let's go the other way. You can see how fast it is too. So that shows you that we have everything set up correctly and it's communicating via ClearBlade perfectly. You can see how fast this message transfers via ClearBlade. Alright, well thanks for watching today everyone. For more information on ClearBlade, visit www.clearblade.com and Jackrabbit at www.jackrabbitmobile.com. Thanks.